Now for some advanced conditional filtering, R provides a number of additional ways in which we can subset the data, and this section is focused on that. We have three operators that we can use. Percent in percent, which is a selection based on a secondary set of information. The which statement, which is selection based on particular criteria. And the subset function, which creates a subset of a data frame, allowing for the selection of columns based on a particular criteria. The percent in percent operator is very similar to the in operator in SQL. It allows for a match of items in a particular vector. So the vector of column names can be matched to another vector. So for example, we have first name, last name, address, city, and zip. In, first name, last name, and zip. So let's take a look at an example. If we have the file name equals a CSV file from our blog, that'll basically give us the string of where we want to read the file in. And that's what happens in the second line. It's going to read a CSV file from our blog site. In the next one, we're going to get a column of names. So here we've got names, class, grades. And recall from a previous module that the names will return a vector of the names of a data frame, in this case the column names. In the next line, we have class grades, bracket, comma. So this will return all the rows. But now what we're doing is we're filtering for the columns because we want certain columns. So what we're doing is we have df cols, percent in percent, first name, last name, and zip. It will return the column names that are in that particular set. Now this is a long way of doing this, but this is just to show you what it might look like. But we can use this method to exclude column names as well by using the exclamation point or the not operator. So here we have class grades, bracket, comma, and since we have df cols percent in the set that we want, we put the exclamation point in front of it and it will do the opposite. It will say not in those column names. Now the which command returns the position of the elements which are true. So to find which element is the maximum element in a vector, we could use the following. We have a certain maximum value for a class grade. In this case, we use the max function, class grades, $grade, which returns the maximum value for the grade column. The next one will be which of the class grades equals that max value. So here we're using the which function, class grades, $grade equals max val. We're saying which one of the elements in the vector of grade in the class grades data frame is equivalent to the max value. And when we find out, we're going to put that in the OBS variable. And so now we know the observation or the row in which that maximum value is. And so therefore we can say student equals class grades OBS, and therefore it will return the row that has the maximum value for grade. Note, if more than one student received the maximum grade, the result would be multiple observations. So if you had two that were the max at 95, you would end up with 2 records being returned. Another example would be to find which records are above the mean or the median in a data set. So here we have this example, class grades, which class grade $grade is greater than or equal to the mean of the class grades $grade, and return the columns. So the ones that are below the mean will be similar, which class grades $grade is less than the mean. Students above the median and below the median will just change the function to be median instead of the mean. Now the subset function is an easy way to create the row and column subsets of a data frame. We'll use the subset command, and the first parameter is the data frame. The second parameter is the condition that we're looking for. So here we're looking where the CYL column is greater than 4. And the final parameter is a vector of the variables that we want. In this case, we say select equals C, MPG, HP, and DRAT. This will return a subset of data where the cylinder column is greater than 4, but it will only return the MPG, the HP, and the DRAT columns. But these conditions can be combined using the Boolean operators. So in this example here, we have the subset of MT cars, cylinder is greater than 4, and HP is greater than 140. And then we would select the columns that we want. So this will return a subset of data where the cylinder is 4 and the HP column is greater than 140, but will only give us those 3 columns.